Welcome back to Sow, Grow and Cook. In my last video, you might have remembered seeing me cutting down corn plants from this central bed. They've all been harvested now. I've got lots of popcorn cobs drying in the airing cupboard. Okay, need to do a voiceover. There's a lot of farm tractor noise in the background. I can't hear myself think. Anyway, all I wanted to say is popcorn is a very heavy feeding plant. The soil is very dry. It needed rejuvenating, but I wanted to use the bed in this polytunnel in order to plant some more crops. So I've had to water everything and get the soil all nice and moist again, and then I topped it with a bit of compost, a fresh 50-litre bag from the garden centre, just so I could have something really nice to plant the little plants in. Anyway, there you go. You can watch me moving my mouth and my hands and listen to the music until the next bit comes along. So let's take a look at some of the salad plants that I'm going to plant today. So here I've got a 40-cell module tray in which I've planted a variety of winter greens. A little bit more of certain things, a little bit less of others. But I'm not going to stop here. I'm going to plant these, and I'm going to plant some other things in succession as well. But currently what I've got ready to grow in the ground is mibuna, which is an oriental green, a little bit on the spicy side. I think it's a sort of brassica, really good for sort of wintry salads. I've got mizuna. I've got red giant mustard. I have got winter purslane. Now, winter purslane is a really good plant. It's also called claytonia, I think. And once you've got it in your growing area, if you let it go to seed, you'll always have some coming up. And I'm very much a believer of letting things self-seed and having one less thing to have to worry about planting, especially if it's a useful edible plant. I've got lots and lots of dill and coriander or cilantro growing as volunteers throughout the polytunnel. And to me, that's a really, really lovely thing. I don't have to worry about planting those. They just come up on their own. Okay, next to the winter purslane, I've got some winter giant spinach. I'll certainly be planting those in succession. In fact, to my left, I have got some growing here that I planted several weeks ago. And I've been cropping these, and they're doing really, really well. But just in case they start to bolt, which this one looks like it's thinking about doing, I shall have more growing in succession. So, always get things planted, always have things ready to be planted if you live in a climate where you can do that. Next to the winter giant spinach is something I've not planted before, and it's called leaf celery. So it has all the flavor of celery, but without the thick stalks, and I think it's easier and grows more quickly. And I use it primarily to flavor soups and stews, so I'm going to try that and see how that gets on. And finally, I've got some radicchio, which is sort of a bitter leaf salad type plant. I grew some of that last year and really enjoyed it. Bitterness in a leaf is kind of an acquired taste, but it's a lovely contrast against some of the sweeter, spicier sort of salad leaves that you have in winter salads. So, you know, I welcome all flavors. Right, so let's get started planting some of these in the newly prepared bed. Okay, I'm going to start by raking smooth the area in preparation for planting. We've got a big stone there, sneaked in somehow. Where did that go? There it is. Take that out. Just going to knock some of the lumps out of there. These are tiny plants, so we want to make the soil as smooth and as accommodating as possible. Right, I've got my trusty dibber and I've got my bamboo cane so I can mark out rows. And I'm going to start just by rubbing the bamboo cane in the soil to mark a row. And I'm going to start with my Mibuna. Okay, I've got a couple of plants in here, but you know, I'm going to leave them. Make a hole, pop them in, press it in. When I'm finished, I'll give it a good drink. I'm going to wait to plant the leaf celery and the radicchio because they're still very, very tiny, and I want to give them a chance to grow a little bit bigger and a little bit stronger so that they can withstand any insect attack, because we still get slugs and snails in here and other things. So I'll probably plant these in another week or so. I'll have a drink. So there you have it. I've got the beginnings of my winter salad bed, and I'll be planting the celery leaf and the radicchio in another week's time, plus some mixed salad greens further on. Thanks again for watching Sow, Grow and Cook. And if you haven't already, don't forget to like and subscribe.